Welcome to Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
So grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use. Welcome to Just Minding My Business. This is Ida Crawford, your host.
And I'm Ruth Haskins, your co-host.
Coming to the mic today is Rachael, who is a photographer and the CEO of Deserving Image Photography. Deserving Image Photography is founded on the belief that everyone deserves to have their memories created and preserved. Rachael's specialties include individual, family, senior, and architectural photography. Deserving Image Photography believes in empowering our community and giving back to local organizations that benefit those in need. A portion of each session or service fee will be donated to the organization of your choice. Well, welcome, Rachael, to the show. We appreciate you coming by.
I appreciate being here. Thank you.
So tell me how this journey began.
So I've been a photographer for about 10 years, and I recently relocated to Maryland in the Westminster area, and I've been looking at different photographers and really wanted to start my business, but I wanted to do something different. You know, I definitely see a need across the communities for various groups that need help. And, you know, you scroll Facebook and how many times do you see donation requests? And I thought, aha, you know, I can couple that with my passion for photography and photo restoration and still be able to give back to the community without charging above and beyond a reasonable service fee. So that's really where the idea came from. You know, I feel that if you give back to the community will give back to you. And that's how a community is built.
Yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly, that the more you give, the more you will receive. So that's definitely so true in my life as well. And who are some of the organizations that you support?
So right now, I'm working with a few organizations at the moment. So I'm doing a donation photography event service for Toops Troops, and you know they raise funds for their community, which is like Union Bridge area, so mostly Carroll County. I'm also going to be doing the event photography for Wolfstock, which benefits animal rescue. I'm also looking to partner up with Rise Up Community, and that is a great service for youth 12 to 18. Some are in foster care, some, you know, kids need things to do. So they also support, you know, single mothers, a lot of those things. I'm also looking into ways to help out PFLAG and Double Dog Dare Rescue. So those are some of the ones I'm working with right now.
Okay. That sounds awesome. I've never met a photographer that had a twist on things such as yourself, you know, and I just love it. I think when we spoke on the phone, I could hear the excitement in your voice about giving back. And to me, that's what we're all here for. We're not here for ourselves. We're here to take the gifts that God has given us and support other people. So I definitely commend you for having a heart of giving. So tell us about, in terms of doing your photography, I know you said you do individual, family, senior. So what does that entail?
Okay, so with family photography, that could be 2 people, it could be 20 people, it could be your favorite dog or your cat. Whatever you deem as your family. We book the session, and it's a minimum of an hour, um, and we just work to capture natural images. When I mentioned in there, individual photography, so that would be like headshots for business, or maybe you just really want to have a glamour session. Maybe you've gone through something, and you just want to commemorate surviving whatever it is that you've gone through. So we can do like glamour sessions. I'm connected with makeup artists, hairstylists. We can go and do whatever it is that you want. I shoot on site. I don't have a studio, so we can pick wherever you want to go, and we can set up a photography studio. Easy peasy. For senior photography, so that's going to be your high school seniors, and with them, you want to really find out who that individual is. Maybe they're in marching band, so they want to take a picture with their instrument, or maybe they are a rock star. Maybe they love train tracks, or any number of things. Maybe they want to go to, I don't know, like a local park, or go downtown and have just a really creative session. We can do all of that. And then for the digital restoration, say you have a picture that is from, well, it can go back as far as like the 1800s. And say you've stored that in a box, and it's become discolored, and it's torn, and it's got pieces missing. I can fix all of that for you digitally.
Okay. Because I know I have some pictures that I've had for maybe 20 years that I keep as an album, so that's been kind of helping to preserve them. But then I do have some stragglers that probably need to be restored. So tell me a little bit, what does the restoration process look like?
Well, the restoration process, what you're going to do is you're going to take that original image, and you can either scan it and send it to me digitally. I'll still need to see the original at least once, so I know basically what it looks like and what it should look like in the end process. And then I go through each image, and if it's got smears, if it's discolored, if it's got any spots that, chunks that are missing, I digitally recreate that using everything that's in the image, so that when it's done, you can't tell that it's ever been aged and ever gone through anything. And then you have a digital copy, so you can choose to print that. You can create a digital archive for your family, for future generations. Numerous things you can do.
Okay. Now let me ask you, go ahead, Ruth.
Oh, I was going to ask about the architectural photography, but if you still have something else that you want to talk about where you are right now, I'll go ahead and I'll hold that question.
Okay, well, architectural, I can talk about that.
Okay.
So I do have a love for architecture and buildings, and, especially older buildings, or, when you're browsing ads and people want to sell their homes. Mm-hmm. Some of the pictures you see online are not what they should be. And by taking that artistic eye and going through a home and photographing each room individually and really, showcasing the character of the home, that should help someone either with their design portfolio or to sell their home. If you go to my website, you'll see a lot of architectural photography, and that was for an interior designer that needed something for her portfolio. You'll also see that I have a love of chandeliers.
Okay.
I think they're so neat. And I don't just take a standard photograph. If I want to see the bottom of a chandelier, I'm not afraid to lay on the floor and look up and take the picture. Because it's about the artistic elements just as much as it is about taking the quality photograph.
Okay. That's what I was noticing. Just really interesting shots that you have. One you have of, I believe it's the ceiling, and it's the molding work. Uh, it's just very interesting. When did you get interested in particularly doing architectural photography? Because it's such a fascinating topic.
Well, I've always had a love for buildings, and I've always wondered how that worked. And I spent 7 years working in a print shop where I looked at architectural blueprints, and I took care of them. I made prints for new buildings that were going up, so I got to see how everything goes together, and that sparked my interest in architecture. Now, not enough so for me to go to school to become an architect, but I like to see the end product, and I like to see things as they're going through each phase of the build. And certainly with the end product being a beautifully designed building, with the moldings and just how each piece comes together, then I want to take my artistic eye and photograph them and showcase each piece, because it's all in the details. And that's really what architectural photography is. It's being able to assess the details and highlight them.
Okay. There's really some beautiful shots. I'm looking at the one with the arches, the white arches. It has a blue carpet and a big circular pattern in the carpet, and then these gorgeous white arches. And yes, of course, your chandelier is there, but it's just really pleasant to look at. And if I was someone who may be a hotel, that's what it looks like. Am I right?
That's actually a retirement home.
That's a retirement home?
It is.
Not too shabby.
Oh, my.
Now, that was, it looks really good. It does. It's very pleasant to the eye.
Yes, it does.
And something that you would say, let's go check that one out, which is, I know a lot of times we don't pay attention to the details. We really don't. We walk into a building and we just don't pay attention. Or even, is there a city that you particularly like for their architecture?
Oh, gosh. In every city I've ever been in, I've always found something interesting. I love the old warehouses in downtown Baltimore. I love just when you're driving down South Street in Philly, it's just awesome. In Pittsburgh with all the bridges. If you go high enough on the hill, you can see multiple bridges. And it's so neat how that town's put together, or a city. I always try to find something interesting. Even in small towns, like in Gettysburg, the fountain is beautiful at the college. And I just love it all.
Very, very interesting. I think that's, I don't know anything about architecture. I'm not a photographer, but I know there are certain things that I look for, and, going into a city. And you're right, there's so many beautiful things. Chicago has some beautiful architecture, and it's old. And even internally, if you see some of the old houses that have been untouched, just the beautiful woodworking that was done. So, I don't know, it's kind of like something that you have to have an affinity for, and to be able to do it well, which you do it very, very well, to get those details and to capture the feeling of a place. You do an excellent job of that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, I'm just at awe with the architectural pieces that you have in here, and it's so intricate. Being able to see the designs, and I'm amazed that this is a senior citizen spot.
Yeah,
you should see the whole place. I mean, it's just the outside. The outside is beautiful, and then you go inside, and it's like being just in the highest class hotel buildings you could even think of. I mean, every detail, the wainscoting, I mean, every detail, like nothing was left untouched.
Yes, it is absolutely beautiful. And I'll definitely be sharing this on social media before this show airs so that our listeners can be able to enjoy these photos that you have here because they are absolutely beautiful.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And, and going back to families, I don't particularly specialize in newborns because I don't have a studio. I'll do them occasionally, but I really love toddlers because they make the best faces. And okay. I love the sass. I love to capture someone's true personality, not just a very stiff posed picture. If you book a session with me, guarantee I'm gonna make you laugh as many times as I can because everyone's smile changes their face so much. And we do some serious pictures too because you need to have the whole spectrum. But I love to catch a natural laugh. That's my favorite.
Mhm. Yeah, website is beautiful. I know you're still under construction, but what we see thus far is very nice. I like the way it's laid out. It's very simple. It's not busy. It just gets straight to the point.
And that's what I'm known for. Short, sweet.
Yeah. It's really, really nice. So I see you have some events coming up. You want to talk about those?
Sure. So right now for the month of February, if you book your session by the end of February, it doesn't have to happen during February. But you can book a Valentine's special couple shoot for an hour session, up to 3 outfit changes, and location of your choice. Each session is discounted at $75. And again, with that fee, you choose which organization you would like a donation made to on your behalf, and we'll still be able to do that at that price point. I also have a real estate mixer, and that's for real estate agents, homeowners that are looking to sell homes, anyone. I'm partnered with Main Source Inspections, and so they are able to do home inspections, for pre-listing. So we're just trying to meet the community, and during that session, I will also be doing headshots for anyone that purchases a ticket.
Okay. Nice. And
yes.
Can you tell everybody how to get in contact with you?
Sure. So I can be reached at info@deservingimage.com. You can find me on Facebook at Deserving Image Photography. I'm also on Instagram at Deserving Image. And the phone number is 443-789-6381. You can also go to deservingimage.com and book online there.
Okay. All right. So let's kind of talk about the business side of what you do.
Okay.
Especially for any of our listeners that might be starting a photography business. What are some of the things that has been important for you to implement in your business?
Well, definitely some of the things that I like to do. I like to do a lot of networking. Not everyone's ready to book a photography session right away, and that's okay. But you go out to the community, you meet people. Don't be afraid to give a donated package or a service or something because you never know what that's going to do. Like, for example, I scroll a lot of the Facebook Marketplace and Facebook feeds, for the various groups that I'm in, and I happened to notice that a high school was looking for donations for a booster club. So given that it's a high school, I donated 2 senior packages and 2 family sessions that, they'll be able to make money for that booster club by basically having them bid on, and you just build relationships in your community, or with wherever you want to do business. Make sure you network out there. And that's really the biggest thing. Make sure that putting your best foot forward. Really take a hard look at your portfolio and make sure that the best of your best work is what you put out for people to see. Because the best way for a photographer to make sales is to put your best work out there. So if you feel like an image is mediocre, don't be afraid to ask your friends for opinions. It's really simple. Hey, do you guys like this image? What could I have done differently? If they say yes or no. And if you get some support and you get some people that like it, it's probably good. And, go ahead and post that.
Yes, I think that's some good advice, especially in the artsy world. Sometimes you need that third eye, I like to call it, to see what you possibly may not see.
Absolutely. Yeah, I drive some of my friends insane, asking them about pictures and, or different marketing pieces that I'm working on. And they definitely will tell me, "Ooh, I don't like that," or "That's fantastic." And that's okay. It's never a bad thing to get extra opinions because you know that people are just trying to help.
Yes. And then people see what they see, and then by you marketing your work, you want to get the opinions of the people that care about you and want to see you succeed.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. Because I know in any business, it can be a tough world. So let me just ask you this question: how do you balance with everything that you do?
Well, one thing that I believe is if you are working and it doesn't make you feel good, then you need to really take a hard look at yourself internally and figure out what's missing and what it would take to make you feel happy in everything that you do. Being that I'm a service-minded person, I do work a full-time job as well as my photography business, but I help the intellectually disabled find employment. And that job really feeds my soul. It doesn't feel like work. And again, the photography, I have such a passion for it and for making people happy and, and getting to see that. And that gives me my creative outlet. So again, it doesn't feel like work. So when it's time for me to stop what I'm doing and spend time with my family, it's okay for me to do that because I know that I've done everything I need to do. And it's really about time management as well. You need to look at what the priorities are in your life and figure out how to make it work. So that's what I do.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Because you definitely have to prioritize, what's important, because you can find yourself on a roller coaster if you're trying to do too many things and some of it is not serving you. So
the roller coaster never feels good.
Oh no, you're always tired. You always feel overwhelmed, and taking that look and really seeing that, okay, what am I doing? And sometimes you might even have to write it down so that you can
really. I'm a list maker.
Yeah, so you can really see it because, it's one thing of moving and running and doing this and doing that and accomplishing something, but it's another thing of running and moving and you're not really accomplishing anything, or you're not really in your purpose.
Absolutely. I'm well known for my lists in my household. My husband and my son will tell you how well I'm known for making lists. But that gives us a chance to be productive, get done when we need to get done, and then we have quality family time.
Yeah.
So whether my list includes working on my business or going to work or, domestic bliss, we share in that together. We do it together. And then we have our family time because that's a priority.
Yes. So Bruce, you have any other questions?
No, I think you pretty much covered everything. You do say that photography makes you happy. What is it particularly about photography? And, well, even before that, when did you first become a photographer, become interested in photography?
I've always had an interest in it. I just never actively pursued it until about 2008. That was when I met a few friends that were doing action sports photography, which is really hard and really fun. And they said, Rachel, here's my professional camera. Go see what you can do.
Ah.
And I thought, this is great. And it happened, at a lacrosse game, which if you've ever watched lacrosse, it's very fast. And so in order to capture those images when the kids are running and throwing a ball, you have to be faster than them. You have to be able to think ahead of where they're headed to get that clear shot. And that just lit a fire for me. And also I've always been interested in art, but I can't draw to save myself, and that's okay. Everyone has their talents. Drawing is not mine. And with photography, I can create beautiful pictures and then take them back to my computer and make whatever adjustments I want digitally. And at the end of the day, I'm happy with what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Because I didn't have to draw it.
Okay.
Yes, my son, he's an artist. He likes to draw, so he's totally opposite. And he also does.
Touch myself with the camera.
I know, and I'm doing some stuff with the camera that I've never done before, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to come out, and maybe I can get some pointers from you as I embark on my new project. For sure.
I am always willing to help.
Yes, and you like a hop, skip, and a jump from me. So I'm looking forward to to meeting you and definitely connecting with you, so that you can probably help me with what I'm trying to do. So I'm looking forward to that. But one more time,
sure.
How can people connect with you?
Okay, so you can connect with me on Instagram at Deserving Image, and then Facebook, Deserving Image Photography. You can also connect me on my website, www.deservingimage.com. And if you happen to be on the site, you can always email me from there. And the contact phone number is 443-789-6381.
Okay, well, it has been a pleasure. I am so glad that we met. And I'm looking forward to collaborating with you more.
Absolutely, and thank you for the interview tonight. This has been great.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you to the amazing women of a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASCEN LLC, and our media partners. Let Just Minding My Business Media promote your business. For information, visit us at jmmb.asistercircle.org. That's jmmb.asistascircle.org. Voiceovers by RCH VoiceWorks. For when you want to be heard. Call 443-620-4115.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.